Alright, so we're dropping one for Siren here. Go to this guy here. Whoa, look at that damage. Woohoo, just like that. Keep going. So we take him, let's bring him back over here in safety. Very powerful, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful spinner there. Give him another power boost. Look at that damage, that's insane. Let's hit him with the Orion there. This is crazy. We'll launch back up. Use our power boost again. Look at that damage. And that is to a thinner. Look at that. That is off the charts crazy. Let's get back into safety. Got it. And hopefully this should do it for us. Let's see if we can take him out. Just like that. Perfect. And now we're going to drop him with our Fafnir here. I'm going to slowly advance on this guy. It's not giving him a chance to use his ability. If I figure right, I think he's yes, he's just what I thought he was. Just what I thought. Yes, perfect, just like that. See if we can take him out. We're getting him, and see if it works, and just like that, perfect. Double kill. Nice. Alright, just perfect, just like that. This guy seems like he's being pretty occupied right now, so I guess we're just going for another round. Oh, my Enricheater here. President, we've got this guy. Come on with this. Perfect, nice, right there. He doesn't seem together, so I think we've got a very good chance of hitting this today. And look at that. Look at that damage. That's incredible. And booyah, just like that. Perfect. 4-2-1 here. Hopefully we do. I think we are healing up nice. And double kill, just like that. Perfect. 5 more robots left. Perfect. Nice. The Orion. What would we do without them? What would we do without the motherships? Take this guy out. Alex may be strong, but they can't beat me. Perfect. Double kill. See if we can make it to 10 before the battle ends, folks. No. That seems pretty organized. Hope he's good. Yes. Come on. Ah. 9 robots destroyed. Second place. Just like that. That is some champion playing right there. Over 3 million damage done in that one battle. Hit points league 9 as per crit, and we are doing good. We are rolling right along.
Welcome back. It's Toxin War Robots here again with you guys, and I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a tutorial on the robots I used in that previous clip you just saw. And so, without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to start with the Siren first here, and you can see how I totally tore those robots apart using this guy, and I'm going to give you a little bit of inside secret on why and how you can get the same build. So first of all, you're going to need, Smeetas, something like I have, really, something for homing bullets, as many people call it. Now, I do run a few modules on this robot, mainly to, what we're looking for here for results is mainly for endurance. And as you can see, I have a last stand here, and I also have a nuclear amplifier. Now, I'm sure many of you seeing this have already had Warbots before, so you know. Right now, the nuclear amplifier, as you can see, is not able to be bought. It has to be won because it's too new of a module, and it's too good, so it's not available in the shop right now. And they came out with another amplifier, the repair amplifier. It's a little different, and of course, you can check those things out on your own, but right now, let's talk more about the Smeeta build and the Siren here. Now, as you can see, you're going to want a very highly upgraded robot to do this because, and I only recommend the Siren here because a lot of people have this build because it's so good, and you can't miss, literally. You can see my Smeeta here is on level 10, and not only with the robot does the modules have to do with it, and I'm getting ready to explain that to you in a second, not only with the robots, but also with the drones. Let me get my drones here. As you can see, I have a couple of legendary drones here. Now you're going to need some gold, unless you have other ways to get to craft these chips. But first of all, let's start with our eye here. So normally for a reasonable drone, it will run you about, 6,000 gold or so. I use the eye here because of the drone ability. Already naturally comes with increased damage by the 22% from the drone ability. And now let's start with the chips right below it. As you can see, I'm running the Target Seeking Freezer. This chip isn't as important as the rest, but it doesn't really matter what you put on here. You can put Imitating Rocket, Imitating Rifle, Target Seeking, any of those, whatever you'd like there. But these next few are very important. Let's go to the first one, A here. Now I have the suppressor installed because it helps really suppress a lot of incoming damage. As you can see here, it says accumulation enemies damage output 75%, reflect, suppress effect accumulation per shot. Affects enemies, and it's a permanent effect, so it's available all the time. It's not like you get it for 5 seconds and it's gone. That's really good. Now, to obtain this, if you don't have it already, you'll have to go to store, and you might have to spend some gold refreshing too, just to get it. But if it pops up first for you, it will run you probably a couple thousand gold, considering it's in the tier 2 or 3. I think it's tier 2 category. Now, next on our list is another suppressor, and I have both of those equipped to maximize my block and return damage there. And our third is our B type, and that one's the really important type. You need to get this exact type if you want to be able to have your damage increased by using the healing module. If you want to have your damage increased by 20 to 50%, the arm repair unit damage is very important. So, and it took me quite a while to refresh, but everybody's works different to get that one. So, just consider this drone. I'm telling you, you will not regret getting this thing. It is awesome. It has helped me in so many battles, and that is why I am where I am now. So we'll go back and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here when I talk about healing modules. Now, see on my siren how I have the repair unit here. Now, does it matter? Now, I know some of you guys will probably ask, does it matter about if I use the repair unit or the advanced repair unit? And to answer that question, no. But if you want to save your power cells, I would definitely recommend using just the regular repair unit. And next, we're going to go to my Fafner. Now, he's a fairly new build. I just equipped it. You can see I run Raz doors on them. They're not very highly upgraded, which is why I use my second drone to help increase damage, and I'm getting ready to talk to you about that. But first of all, you can see I run the last stand. Just like on the siren, we're looking for endurance on this one. This guy, because the drone maximizes damage already, so endurance is what we want in modules. You can see I have my last stand. And if we go back here, you can see I don't really have special modules for this one. I'm just running the nuclear reactor, regular one it comes with, and an armor kit, just to make up for the last two. And you can see I'm using the advanced repair unit on this one. Now, because the Fafner is so slow, and ever since the nerf, they've kind of ruined it, I use the advanced repair unit on him to maximize the amount of health that gets returned every time I use this. And also, because it also helps increase damage too. And now let me show you the drone I use with this guy, because this is important too. I have a second drone, not the Eye, but the Discus. If you are looking to just get a drone that is not so expensive as you might find, the Eye is quite up there. The Discus is a good drone to get. It can still help you maximize 20 to 50% more damage when you use the healing module, because it has the B socket. Now, if it does not have the B socket, it may be a little harder on you to find a chip to help increase damage. So anyways, you can see I have the on repair unit damage. Now, take a good look at that. Do whatever you need to do, because this is very important. You need to make sure you get that exact chip on your drone, otherwise it will not increase your damage like you'd like it to. So, now with that being said, let's go over to one that you did not see me use yet, but my third robot here probably ranks number 2 to number 3 out of all the robots I have. My Harpy. Now, I run the overdrive unit, cloaking, and the last stand because I'm giving this guy the best visibilities because of his weapons and the recharge time on them. So for overdrive unit, I do it for low health, because as good as he is on MK2, he can still run really low in health, and with that overdrive unit, that especially helps increase output of damage. And with the cloaking unit, he is immune to incoming damage, and with the last stand, it gives him a little bit of endurance. And of course, I run the repair unit on him too as well. Now, it doesn't really help increase damage here because of the drone I have, and I'll explain that to you in a second. The drone I use for him is the glider here, and as you can see, the glider here does not have any B-type sockets, so it is not really possible for me to be able to put any increased damage on him. But he is definitely a healer drone. You can see 22% healing. Let's read about that. Repairable durability. In effect, is active for a certain duration, so it is not active all the time permanently, but it will definitely help you in the long run. It will definitely help you in the long run. I've run the glider with just about any robot in my hangar, and it seems to be good. And so I would definitely suggest you get that type, get that drone if you can get it. If not, that's okay. Now let's take a look at the chips I'm running on them, just so I can show you in case. On high damage fix is what I run on this guy normally, and on high damage fix I run because if you see, it says if the robot receives more than 100,000 damage, it repairs a portion of its durability immediately. So you know how you go into those battles and you'll be shooting at some Revenant, Retro Revenant, whatever you want to call him, and all of a sudden his life will be going down and you're like, wow, I'm doing so much damage, and all of a sudden it shoots back up. Well, this type of chips on this drone here will actually help that to happen. So you will be getting all that like 25%, I think it is. Yeah, 25% of your health back when 100,000 damage is done to your robot. And last but not least, my Luchador. Probably the best Titan I've ever run before. Not to mention I have a few others, and I think it definitely beats the Heimdall and the Minos, depending on what you run. And of course in the future I'll be doing more videos on that. And if you liked this video and thought it was helpful, make sure you give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out. And with that being said, I'll explain to you the rest about this Luchador here. You can see I have my Onslaught reactor here. Definitely get one of these. I definitely recommend it. You won't regret it. I run this on just about any Titan I have in my hangar whenever I go to use them, but I mainly run this Luchador here because he's so great. The weapons, I gotta say, I'm not too impressed with the Cataclysm and Cyclone weapons, although if you get them at a high enough level, I think you won't regret it. But I have seen some better builds run on this Luchador before. For example, the lunar Grom builds, and the Cinder, 2 Cinders in a Grom, and all Groms, and those are the only 2 builds that I've really seen very successful results on in battle. These are only good because they're at such a high level, so if you're thinking about getting a build like this, unless you have the PT to upgrade it, I don't really suggest it. So I also run the Quantum Sensor on this. It's really helpful against Morometzes, and of course, you have those sometimes MK Mark III Aojans, and all these other guys that have stealth on them. The Quantum Sensor really is a lifesaver in this type of situation, so I definitely suggest you put one on your robot if you haven't already. You won't regret that either, I promise you. And with that being said, I have a few others in here, such as the Khepri, which I run, and of course it never really, I mean, it's good, but mainly for endurance. I think if you want to be able to destroy a lot of robots with this guy, you would have to put some high-powered weapons on them. The toxins are good, but until you get them upgraded, I really wouldn't run that type of build. But I mean, works different for everyone. So anyways, you can see I run an overdrive unit on this, a balanced unit, an armor kit, and an advanced repair unit. And I don't run any special drones with this one because really he does all the work on his own. And so Khepri is still a pretty good robot. I definitely would suggest you keep it if you have one. If you haven't already, work towards getting one because they're good in the long run. And now, last but not least, my Sheriff Demeter. Now you can see he's Mark II, so, you know, and I have Punisher Tees. You know, I got a few comments. Some were thinking I'm crazy for running these Punisher Tees on my guy, but as you can see in the clip before that I showed you, they actually work really well. And if you have the right setup on this guy and have him at the right level, he can be phenomenal in a battle. He's a Titan Slayer, believe it or not. And of course, in the future, or if you go back and watch some of my other videos, I'm sure you can see that I've used this guy several times before, and he works really, really well. Really, really well in battle. So anyways, as you can see, I just run a last stand on him, basically for endurance. Well, not like he doesn't have enough already, but... And then I run an armor kit. I don't really run a special drone for this guy, but it probably would not hurt you to. Now, pilots. Because I just realized I haven't explained pilots. Basically, definitely get the pilot that's recommended for your robot. And as you can see, the higher your pilot skill, the more skills you get to run all at once. You can see I don't really upgrade my pilots because I think it greatly relies on the drones you run and the modules you run and the weapons you run on your robot and the levels you put on your robots and weapons. That's gonna greatly impact your success in battles. But pilots will help you out too if you feel like, you know, that might be something you want to do, is max out your pilots. By all means, I mean, go ahead. I mean, it gives you more skills and you can upgrade them and fully max out. See how it works for you. So anyways, that's the recommended pilot for the Demeter APPM3TR. And next, we're going to go to our Siren, the Redacted Twins. Now, sometimes there are more than one pilot recommended for the same robot, and of course you can check into that. And the Redacted Twins are just one of the pilots that are recommended for the Siren and Harpy. And as you can see, I've put the Redacted Twins up to level 30, and it's gained me 4 abilities there. And the skills are okay. They'll help you a little bit in battle, but I mean, for me, I don't really waste much time on them. And next, we're going to go to the Khepri, Misaki and Ponchi. Definitely the recommended pilot for the Khepri, and definitely consider upgrading this pilot because the more abilities for your Khepri, the longer it'll last. And I've learned that as I've begun to upgrade this pilot. So, I mean, you can upgrade it if you like, but for me, I definitely recommend it. Alright, next one for the Freedom Fafnir. I don't even know how you say that. Let me know down in the comments how you say that. Tagore Belov, something like that. Anyways, definitely recommended pilot for the Fafnir, Freedom Fafnir, Corrupted Fafnir, all the Fafnirs. As you can see, I've upgraded him to 40, and it's benefited me a little bit, but mainly what we'd be looking for if we wanted good skills for this pilot is we'd be looking for ones in the purple, orange, or other than gray. Grays are good, but not really the best, so definitely suggest if you can go and purchase another skill for this pilot, I definitely suggest doing so. And last but not least, we have the Harpy. Now, there is another pilot that I use on the Harpy, and of course this one's not really recommended for it. It's recommended for the shell, but because I did not have another Redacted Twins or any of the others, I just used Linda here and just upgraded her, and she gave me a few more abilities here for the Harpy. Now there's a thing about this, because once you get the skills learned for your certain robot, it's going to be, you're going to have to pay more gold if you ever want to switch your pilot over to another robot. So just a warning there, if you ever decide to use a pilot like this one for a robot it's not recommended for, and you help her to learn skills, him to learn skills for that certain robot, you will have to pay more gold to learn skills for a different robot if you ever decide to change. Alright guys, and I think that pretty much covers everything, and thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment, because you know I love to read those comments. And I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.